John is now looking into some of these potential deals further. talkSPORT's football correspondent Alex Crook. Alex, a very good morning.
Morning, Crookie. How are you, mate?
Good morning. I'm good. I think I'm probably better than the Manchester United fans might be when they hear the latest on Frenkie De Jong.
Oh, go on then.
Crookie, seriously, what is happening? Al and I were talking before we come on here. I mean, we're one league game into the season, and they're planning protests. There's rumours of them standing outside for the Liverpool game, and the owner raging with the owners. It just looks a bit of a shambles. They can't get De Jong. You're about to tell us they might be going to Chelsea. It just looks a shambles, mate.
Yeah, shambles is the word. I commentated the game against Brighton on Sunday. Manchester United fans hopeful of a brave new dawn under Erik ten Hag. They gave away the first chance of the game inside 15 seconds. And that really set the tone on Sunday, and maybe set the tone for the season. As you say, big protest planned against the owners ahead of the Liverpool game, live on talkSPORT a week on Monday. And it isn't a happy camp. And Chelsea, as I understand it, confident now fee with Barcelona for Frenkie De Jong, a player that's been on Manchester United's radar since the middle of May. That's when negotiations first started with Barcelona. If they don't get this deal done, and it's looking unlikely at this moment in time, I think that's embarrassing for Manchester United. It's embarrassing for John Murtough and Richard Arnold, two bigwigs at Manchester United who flew over to Spain to try and get the deal done a few weeks ago. If Frenkie De Jong ends up at a Premier League rival, I think they lose an awful lot of face.
I think I read this morning, Alex, I don't know 100% is, but De Jong and Aubameyang's representatives are in Barcelona today to thrash out a deal. What's happening? Are they leaving? Where are they going? So we might know a little bit more tomorrow.
Yeah, I was told last night that we should know more, certainly when it comes to Frenkie De Jong, within the next 24 hours. So I expect some progress to be made today. And Aubameyang as well, a player that played under Thomas Tuchel at Borussia Dortmund. We know that Chelsea are in the hunt for a new number 9. They've let Romelu Lukaku go back to Inter Milan on loan. And Chelsea, it's been a difficult summer for them in many ways. And actually, Chelsea and Barcelona almost seem intertwined in that a lot of players that Chelsea were targeting have ended up at the Camp Nou. But what you can't accuse Todd Boehly, the new owner, of is lacking ambition. He's trying to sign players this transfer window. We know they're still very keen to bring in Wesley Fofana from Leicester. We're expecting a world record bid for a centre-back as well. And you compare that to what Manchester United have done, or maybe rather more personally haven't done in this transfer window. The two clubs are worlds apart, and I think Manchester United fans waking up this morning will be very frustrated. Christian Eriksen is a good signing. I thought he was exceptional on Sunday, but they need more. Lisandro Martinez did okay, a ball-playing central defender, but I think that lack of height was really exposed by Brighton. They deliberately targeted him with Danny Welbeck playing against the Argentine central defender. They've got Malacia in the building, but he is one for the future.
What about Alex? What about City fans? Are they worried now? Because again, reading this morning, Bernardo Silva not ruling out a move to the likes of Spain.
Yeah, maybe. Although I spoke to somebody fairly senior at Manchester City yesterday, and they laughed at this £48 million fee that apparently, according to the Catalan media, has been agreed. I think it would take pretty much double that, more like £80 million, to convince Manchester City to part with Bernardo Silva. There is an appetite on behalf of the player to go and play at Barcelona. He didn't start the first game of the season at the weekend, and if you go back a year, he was actively looking for a move from Manchester City last summer, but they're fairly relaxed about the situation. They're certainly not trying to push Bernardo Silva out of the exit door, and it's going to take a big bid from Barcelona. And you talk about clubs in crisis. We've seen situations where players have been booed by Barcelona supporters for refusing to take a pay cut in order for them to register their expensively assembled summer signings. And even with De Jong, as he left the training ground yesterday, he was abused by Barcelona supporters. I don't think the way that Barcelona acted this summer is becoming of a club of their stature.
Well, I think you're absolutely right. Are the rumours not true, Alec, that he's not been paid? He's owed a serious amount of money in wages. Is that not correct?
Yeah, and that's been the issue all the way along when it comes to Manchester United. They agreed a fee a long time ago, but De Jong is sticking out at Barcelona. Not necessarily because he doesn't want to come to the Premier League, but he's owed £17 million in deferred wages And he wants to know how that money will be repaid. And there's the ludicrous situation at the moment where the likes of Andreas Christensen, former Chelsea defender, still can't be registered by Barcelona because of the strict financial restrictions they're under. And actually, if that goes on for too much longer, he can even leave the club on a free transfer.
Alex, am I right in saying that? Am I right in saying they're borrowed against the future income from television revenue?
Yeah, that isn't in itself particularly unusual. There's a few clubs in this country who I know have done that as well. But it's the fact that there are players like De Jong who are owed money in deferred wages. He, to his credit, deferred those wages because of the impacts of COVID and the fact that games were taken behind closed doors and cancelled for a period of time as well. It's the fact that they've not been paid, yet Barcelona have still gone out and signed the likes of Rafinha, Christensen, who I've mentioned, and Robert Lewandowski as well. If you're Frenkie De Jong, you're thinking, hang on a minute, you owe me £17 million. How are you possibly affording Rafinha and Lewandowski in particular?
Correct. Yeah. Alex, just a quick one, mate. Is there no interest? There was one or two stories knocking about yesterday about Tammy Abraham. That, to me, bringing him back to the top flight here would make sense. Is there any truth in that story?
This is one that Simon Jordan raised with me, actually, around about 48 hours ago. We interviewed Tammy Abraham on the boot room on a Sunday night towards the back end of last season. He seemed really settled in Italy. He's got a fantastic relationship with Jose Mourinho. He scored lots of goals last season. He's playing week in, week out, and I think that's really crucial in a World Cup year. I know you guys had Connor Cody on the show yesterday, and his main driving force for leaving Wolves was because he needed to be playing game in, game out in order to keep his place in England's World Cup squad. If I was a betting man, and I am, I think Tammy Abraham will probably stay in Italy at least until next summer.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Alan Brazil. Thursday and Friday morning, 6 till 10. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.